Today we're looking at the concept of rational numbers. So the first thing we're going to do is just look at what are rational numbers before we dive into the questions that you're going to be asked to complete today. So in front of you, you should see a diagram with various size circles. The first one you're going to start with is this very bottom middle circle, the smallest circle. So those are natural numbers. Natural numbers are the numbers that you normally count with when you're asked to count. So you start at 1 and you go up as high as you can count. So 1 through 8 billion or however high you can count. Okay, then you go into the whole numbers. So whole numbers are 0 and then all the natural numbers. So whole numbers go from 0 as high as you can count. And then you go to the next circle, that's integers. So integers include all negative numbers, 0, and then all your natural numbers. And then today we're looking at rational numbers in the red circle. So rational numbers are all negative and positive fractions or decimal numbers. So today we're going to be also looking at fractions and decimals when comparing. Whereas yesterday when we did it, it was all whole numbers, but they were just positive and negative. So let's look at the kinds of questions you're going to be asked today. So just like yesterday, you're going to be asked to compare using your comparison symbols on some of your questions. So example 1 that I have here is the easiest kind of example, because if you look, you will see that one of my numbers is negative and one of them is positive. So in that instance, you should know by looking at it that the positive number is bigger. And you don't have to do anything else because it doesn't matter. Because if one is positive and one is negative, you just know by looking at it. The positive number is bigger. Okay, example 2. This is another fairly simple example. I notice the first thing I look at is their symbols. Well, they're both a negative, okay? So the next step is to look at the whole number. So this one, the whole number is -3, and in this one, the whole number is -4. Well, that makes it pretty easy because -3 would be bigger. So like yesterday, the warmer temperature is the greater number. So -3 would be warmer than -4. So it's greater. So the first type of question that we love is when the signs are opposite, like in example 1. The next type would be example 2, where their whole numbers are different, because you don't have to look at the decimal or the fraction. All you need to do is look at the whole number if they're different. But sometimes you'll have an example like number 3. Both of the symbols are negative. Okay, so now let's look at the whole number. Well, both whole numbers are 2. So that doesn't help me either. So now you need to go and move into either the decimal or the fraction that is behind it. So in this example, I know what both of these fractions are as decimals. So that makes it easy because you can either convert them both into decimals or both into fractions. Now, these are both already fractions, so it'd probably be fairly easy for me to leave them that way. However, you cannot compare two fractions with unlike denominators. So you need to make them common. So my denominator here is 2, my denominator here is 4. I know that 2 goes into 4, so I'm going to use 4 as my common denominator. So let's see. To get from 2 to 4, I multiply by 2. So I do the same thing to the top of my fraction. So 1 times 2 gives me 2. So I have -2 and 2/4, and I have -2 and 3/4. Well, like yesterday, the greater thing is the warmer thing. So -2 and 2/4 would be the better thing. So that is greater. Another way that you could have looked at that is that if you know, like for example, I know by looking at these what these would be as decimals. So I know that this is -2.5 and this is -2.75. Another way you can think about these is like money. Now -2.5 doesn't look like money, however you can add a 0 on the end. So it's like -$2.50 or -$2.75. Which would you rather be? Well, I would rather be only -$2.50 just because it's better. Only a quarter, but still, it's better. So you can do that either way. You convert them into decimals or into fractions. It doesn't matter as long as you get the same answer on number 3. So the first example I did fractions, and I got that -2.5 is greater. And then the second example I did decimals, and I still got that -2.5 is greater. So it doesn't matter. Whatever way you're more comfortable with, you will get the right answer. Okay, so that's the first type of questions that you're going to be asked to do today. The next type of questions are right over here. You'll be given a set of numbers and you'll be asked to order them from either greatest to least or least to greatest. You're just going to need to be careful on your homework that you are paying attention to what it's asking. Is it biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest? Make sure you're looking at each question and what the directions are asking you to do. Okay, So the first thing I'm noticing is mine is least to greatest, so smallest to biggest. So the first thing I'm going to do when I look at each of my questions is identify what's negatives and what's positive. So obviously the positive numbers are the biggest. So on number 1, I see I only have one positive number, so I automatically know that's my biggest. So I'm going to put that over here on this side because that's where the greatest numbers go. Okay, now I'm left with 2 negative numbers. So I have -2 and I have -0.5. I told you that you could also look at this as decimal, or excuse me, as money. So this is like -50 cents, and this one's like -$2. So -$2 would definitely be the worst, and then -0.5 or -50 cents. So when it's like -$2, it's like you owe somebody money. So it's like you owe your mom $2, or you owe your friend $2 for buying you something at the gas station. Okay, so let's look at example 2. We have -2.4, +5/8, and -5/8. So similar to example 1, I only have one positive number, so I automatically know that that's my biggest. Okay, problem here is that 1 is a decimal and 1 is a fraction. However, once in the last examples that I gave you, when you were just comparing the two numbers, the first thing I told you to look at was the symbol. Are they positive or negative? The second thing I told you to look at is their whole numbers. Okay, number 2, this has a whole number and it's 2. This one does not have a whole number, so it's like it's 0. So it's like this one's -2.4 and this one is -0 and 5/8. Well, I would rather have -0 and 5/8 than -2.4. The other way, you could have done it another way. If that confused you, how I figured that out, if you don't like it that way, you could have converted, what I think is the easiest way to do it, if you're not going to do it the first way that I just explained, is to change your fractions into decimals. So you should remember how to do that, because we've done that before, is divide your fraction. So your top number goes in the box, divided by 8. 8 goes into 5 0 times, so this is going to become one of those guys. 8 goes into 50 5 times, that's 40. Subtracting, get 10. Bring down, sorry. 8 goes into 100. Okay, well, look at your answer, guys. We're going to have -0.5. Well, you should be able to compare 0.5 to 2.4, and you will still get the same answer. You have -2.4 and -5/8 because this is 0. So looking at your whole numbers, this is 2 and this is 0. So that's what I was trying to explain before without having to go through and do the division. However, if you want to do the division because it makes more sense to you, be my guest. Okay, last example. 0.5 or 5/10, -5 and 1/3, -12 and 0. Okay, these are all different enough that they're fairly easy. This one's fairly easy to figure out. So I see that I have 2 negatives and I have 2 positives. So let's just start and figure out the smallest. So the smallest is either going to be one of my negative numbers. So it's either going to be -5 and 1/3 or -12. Guys, look at the whole numbers. So this is -5, this is -12. What's worse? -12. And then the next negative would be -5 and 1/3. Okay, now I'm left with my positive. So I have 0 or I have 0.5. Well, I told you you could think of it like money, so this is kind of like 50 cents. So what's worse, $0 or 50 cents? Well, $0 and then 0.5. So it's like you're going from the least amount of money, or the money that you owe, to the most money that you could potentially have, which in this case it's only 50 cents, but hey, that's better than owing $12 to somebody. So, the way to make this as easy as possible is to first look at your symbols. So compare. Is one a positive and one a negative? If yes, great, that makes it super easy. You don't even have to think anymore. If they're the same symbol, the next thing you need to do is look at their whole numbers. Are their whole numbers different? If they are, great, that makes it super easy. Compare which one is bigger to which one would be smaller. Step 3, if they are both negative or they're both positive, their whole numbers are the same, then you have to move on and look at their decimal or their fraction. If you're not sure and one's a decimal and one's a fraction, then you're going to need to make it so they're the same. So you could either change the decimal into a fraction, or you could change the fraction into a decimal. It doesn't matter. Either way you do it, you will get the same answer. But that is a series of steps that I would go through in order to figure these out, because it takes you from the simplest thing, the easiest thing, the quickest thing you can do, down to the most not difficult, but most time-consuming thing that you would have to do. Be careful on your homework that you're looking to see what the directions are asking you to do, and make sure that you noted I changed the assignment to page. So in your original email, I changed the assignment. I sent you a new email, and the homework is on page 466, the bottom set 8-3, 7 through 15.